fought the rest, now try the best!
If you think about the formula that Tekken 7 established, I think Tekken 8, the biggest mistake they can make is breaking that formula. If you look at the pre-orders, you can see that we get 4 DLC characters, and you can see when those characters are releasing. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. You could just think about what is the biggest event that takes place in each season, and you could have a rough idea of where these characters will be revealed. Like summer, that's going to be EVO. Winter, that's going to be the Tekken World Tour Finals. Spring, that's going to be EVO Japan. So you can kind of get an idea of where these characters will fall, and with that knowledge, you can kind of make an estimate of which characters they should show where. Like, for example, Eddy is a character I think they should show at EVO. EVO is when the whole entire gaming industry is pretty much watching. It just got that big now. And I think Eddy is a character who should represent Tekken in that moment. Yes, I know a lot of people want him first, but I think if you look at what Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat did, saving Akuma for later, literally at the end of the season pass, Mortal Kombat saved Quan Chi and Ermac for later. Like, when you just think about that and you compare Eddy to those characters, I think Tekken should do the same thing. You got to be very careful, very strategic with a character like Eddy. Yes, he's legendary, iconic, amazing, beautiful, cute. I mean, what? Yes, he's cool, but you can't just put him in there anywhere. And in my opinion, that's why they took him off the roster for that reason. He's going to be that boost of adrenaline halfway through the year to keep Tekken 8 going. So in my opinion, the character that I think they will do first is a character who we already got some hints at. Bob. Bob, I think, one, is a good starting character. Not too big, not too small. Bob has a decent fan base. A lot of people like him. Some people are like, I don't care about Bob. I would want something different. I think Bob is a very solid character, but the fact that we have Bob Burgers and we can see it, that shows that this character exists. My number one prediction would be him. Like I said already, I think Eddy at EVO. That would be groundbreaking. The only way that they won't do that is if they have a guest character, and I mean a really good guest character, because that's something you also got to keep in mind as well, right? So 4 characters, you got to keep in mind that one of those characters, maybe even 2, could be a guest character or new character. You got to keep that in mind. So I think it will go Bob, Eddy, as in maybe a female returning, maybe a female guest character, but you do need the representation in there as well. But then what I think would be ultra fire, and we'll see how this turns out, but I think Ogre. Like, I was against Ogre being a playable character because I thought it would diminish what the character represents in terms of Tekken, but now I see that having him show up at the end of the season pass and really like making a presence, you have him do something amazing in the story with Jin Kazama, maybe you have a boss battle, and then you tweak his gameplay like Mortal Kombat did, and then you release him as DLC, a balanced, well fleshed out character. I think that would be amazing for Ogre. That's my predictions, but really, like I said, copium. So that's probably what I would do for season 1. Bob, Eddy, a female character, maybe guest, maybe new, could be legacy, but I think they probably will do new or a guest character, then Ogre. Season 2, I have Miguel first up. The reason why is because I kind of view him the same way as Bob. In my eyes, they both represent the same essence of Tekken. These characters are really cool, and I think starting off each season with those two, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with starting off season 2 with a Miguel. That's a W in my book. The next character is kind of tricky. I was tempted to put Anna right here next to Miguel, the second character. But the reason why I won't do that is because if you keep in mind what happened for Tekken 7, Harada said when they were first making the game, they already knew they were going to do those 2 seasons. And you would have to imagine the same thing is, established for Tekken 8, maybe even more. And I don't think Anna will fit within that minimum of 2. Not because I don't think she's an amazing character. I really celebrate Anna. And in my opinion, Anna is 10 times better than her sister, Anna. But I don't think Anna would be in season 2 because her statistics is low. Anna and her sister Anna has been statistically falling off in terms of usage. They get worse and worse in every game. And I think the developers have to take a serious look at these characters to change that, because people love them, but people aren't playing them, and you have to figure out why. Now, what female character they will, I mean, it's so difficult to judge the female characters because a lot of them are not liked, they're controversial. Eliza, Lucky Chloe. So it's like, which one do you pick and where do you put them? What I would do if I was the developers, I would probably go Miguel, a new female character, and then I would probably do like a character like Roger, and then I think Bruce will cap off season 2. That would be extremely fire. I know a lot of people are already thinking, where's Armor King? Armor King, there's no way he would wait that long. Literally one of the most successful DLC characters in Tekken 7, one of the most played characters in all of Tekken 7. They're definitely going to want to start cashing in on that guy as soon as possible. And I do agree with that, but something that I just established in my own mind, and I don't know if this is like limiting my perception, but I just think the developers will not put Eddy, Bruce, and Armor King in the same season pass. They will keep those 3 separated across 3 different years, and the idea is that you basically are stretching out the content. And if you put them all in season 1, a lot of people won't buy season 2 or season 3. If you separate them, you know, the heavy hitters, Anna's as well, if you separate them, you're kind of incentivizing people to buy multiple season passes. And I know that's not consumer friendly, but that's literally what these guys think about and how they operate. If you keep that in mind, I think Bruce will go before Armor King in season 2 because I don't see the developers making Bruce mains wait 3 years. Basically, he's overdue. They're ready to cash in that Bruce check and then let the Armor King hype build up a little bit. Because if Tekken 8 is going for 6 years, 5 years, Armor King will be showing up kind of in the middle of its lifespan. And that will be a big boost in terms of like middle of the lifespan. Like if you think about how Leroy Smith was so like explosive in the middle, Armor King can do that same exact thing. And also I have next to him Anna. Season 3, I feel like they would be very smart to replicate what they did in Tekken 7. You have 2 returning characters. But this time don't do Gonry, don't do Zafina. Do some heavy hitters like Armor King and Anna. By that time, the Anna like community will be salivating. They would be vicious, and revealing her halfway through the lifespan would blow that character will be trending. Same thing with Armor King. So those 2 characters showing up in that specific time would just be insane. But then also for the end, I think they should do either a guest character or a new character, but literally mirror what they did in Tekken 7. 2 returning characters and then 2 new characters. Now, for season 4, I have a ton of characters here in season 4, and really what I want this list to this section to represent is potential. This is so far ahead, so far out in the lifespan of Tekken 8, and we really can't like identify what will be happening. We don't know. It's hard to say, oh yeah, this character will be popular, this character will be requested. I think in season 4, whatever character will show up is whatever people are asking for. If people are asking for Lei, Wang, Lydia, Josie, Kunimitsu, Fakamam, Gonry, whatever character is the most requested, that is what they'll do. Because when you're that far into the game, you have so many icon characters that's already in the game behind you, and it's just about like keeping the community happy at that point. Like if you think about Kunimitsu and Lydia, that's exactly what those characters were. How many times did you hear people say, we want a strong female character? Lydia was that. How many times did you hear people say they want Kunimitsu? Kunimitsu has returned. So I think whatever people were requesting is what the developers will do. They want this game to last for many years. You only have 4 spaces. You got to bring in new characters. They're definitely going to do guest characters. All of these things combined, you're going to have these characters cascading over many years, and not every character will be able to fit in season 1. Only 4 characters will.